Well, if you're watching the video from Monday, you would have seen that I worked late into the night, and I thought I was getting things done, but obviously when you're working in the dark, you don't get to see the results. Now it's daytime, it's Wednesday. Tuesday it rained all day, so I couldn't get anything done, but Wednesday, here we are. Looks like it might rain again, but working in the dark, I wasn't actually able to get anything in place. I was by myself and couldn't really hold anything and couldn't see what I was doing. So what I'm going to do, I am going to get this bit of ply up to that level and put it back on, even if it doesn't match up at this end. And that's pretty much the problem we've got at the moment, is that gap, because nothing's square, of course. Yeah, I'm going to get it on at that end, use a trim router to trim all this off and make that flat across the top there. And then when we go to put the bottom bit on, I'm going to be able to do the same thing here. Use the trim router to square that off. As long as it all fits nicely in between, that's probably the only way I'm going to get it done. And there should be enough of a lip under there to be able to do that, I'm betting. So yeah, the first thing I need to do is actually get this thing off, move it up a bit, and then screw it back in. I did have a huge amount of trouble last time trying to manhandle this bit of ply to keep it in place so I could screw it. So I'm going to stick a couple of clamps on down here, just to make sure that it doesn't fall off, for one, when I take the screws out. But also, so I can just tap it into place and then screw it back on. I'll just go get a hammer. Or I'll be able to, I don't really want to use this. I should be able to knock this up. Just that. And that should be better. That should be it. And that's it. That's what I needed. So yeah, it all makes sense now. When that was fitting in square, that's the sort of tolerances we're working with, and that's huge. It's like half the tip of my finger in American terms. So yeah, I'm gonna have to maybe use the plane there. Maybe I can block in. No, put another block in there. Keep that line going and then trim all the way across. And that's what I mean by just blocking it in. Now I've just got a guide that goes all the way across at both ends. Just need to flip it over, get the trim bit, and let's do it. I mean, that's pretty rad. I could plane that now and you'd never know. That's the method, isn't it? Isn't the way it should be done? I can't think of any better way to do that other than build it square in the first place, but I ain't never gonna do that. Well, you know, I bought the tool, I figured I should use it at least once. Maybe a bit more aggressive than that. Oh, it's beautiful. And splintery. I like it. So with this little strip at the top here, it's going to be 70mm because this is a 70mm bit of wood. I'm going to make it a bit wider, just a little bit wider, so that I can trim it all the way across, and I'll work out what I'm going to do with the ends of it. So the plan is to take this strip, actually put it into place, screw it into place up there, and then use the trim router again on that edge. So we'll end up with two not straight but flush edges. It's the plan anyway. I'm going to see if the trim router fits up there, and if that does, I'm going to just do it. All I need to do is take this back off, attach a bit of wood to the back, knock off those two ends, and stick it back up there. I might even glue it straight up there. But that's a bit of trim at the top. Then I feel like I'm going to have to put the hinges up, if not temporary, just so I can have the door on there and be able to actually prop it up to use it, because otherwise I can't get in the back. Yeah, just clamp that bit of trim to a bit of wood so I can just finish it off with the router. If I don't apply too much pressure, it shouldn't move. It should finish it off nicely. Yeah. Well, I think I'm running out of a few choices when it comes to putting this thing together now. If I don't do it in the right order, I lose the opportunity. So, or it just makes the job really hard. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put these hinges up now. I'm going to hang this door, if not temporarily, just to make sure that it works properly, but also so I can access the back once I get this thing up. Yeah. I got no choice really. So I'm going to use the screws that came with it. I don't really trust them as far as I can throw them, but we'll see. And when I say I don't trust them, I don't mean that they're probably not going to work awesome on a sort of horizontal. When they got vertical force on them, they're probably fine. But I don't know what I'm trying to say. If they're holding in from the top, I don't know if that's such a great idea, but they'll work in the meantime, because I'm probably going to use bigger, chunkier screws, probably with hex bolts on them. I have a plan for most of the side with the trim and some hex bolts with like screw thread on them. I think it'll look good. Don't know. Anyway. Yeah. Also, from Monday's video, nobody told me how to hang a hinge when I asked, so doing it the way I think I'm supposed to do it. Alright, let's get this door up and see if we can attach it from the outside. Put them up. Oh. No. Quite the opposite. They ain't going anymore. Top in, lift it into place. Yes, close it. Yep. Now I need some shims to lift it. What am I going to be screwing into behind there? Exactly. chisels. Yep. Yep. Yep, it's actually, see if she swings now. By golly, I've made a door. I made a door. Hey. That doesn't look dangerous at all. But now I'm getting some idea of the actual shelter I'm going to have when I turn this into a kitchen. And on level ground, I'm not even going to be close to hitting my head. It's going to be something like that. It's going to be rad. All right, one more bit to go for this door. So the plan now is to cut this piece as close as I can, fit it to this top edge there, and then I'm probably just going to sit here with a plane and just plane bits off until it fits in. I reckon that's how it's going to work. Oop. And if I need to come back and straighten lines later, I can do that. But we know how square everything else has been, so measuring it's not going to be easy. I'll get it in the ballpark. Well, I'm running out of battery and it's almost dinner time, so I might actually have to finish this off camera, but here's what we got. It's on. It actually fits in at both ends, but not on the bottom. At one end. So what I'm going to do is do a bit of trimming from the other end, bit of shaping, just like take a tickle off that edge and off the bottom. And once it closes, I'll never be able to get it open again. So I don't know what I'll do after that. But anyway, that's almost that door completely put on the back without handles to lock it. That's the next challenge. I know I should have thought of that earlier. You're telling me it's going to be hard.
Aziz. Moron. I think I have one in the truck.
In the last part of the video, I was up to fitting the lower part of the back door, and I've got that on. Didn't quite fit, so I've used an electric sander, not a sander, a planer. That I used to just sort of take the corner off and make it fit properly in there, and that was all good until I came out today and tried and open it, and it was like a little bit sticky, but I think that's the frame itself. Not going to be a huge problem. But I also managed to get on this corner here, just next to the storage area, and then that's where I left off. So I need to do that on the other side. I need to put a part on the front to do a similar sort of thing to that, but just like a little slither out of that bit of wood that's sitting over there, and then do the same on the other side. And then I'm going to make up some mock doors to go in there, and then after that it's all sealed up. It's all closed up. Well, not sealed, closed. And I can start thinking about flattening all the surfaces and cutting the door out and the windows and the roof hole. Yeah, seal it up and then cut holes in it. That's a great idea. But it has to be done. And also the locks for the back, which I haven't quite worked out how I'm going to do, but I'm going to show you what I'm thinking. All right, so I did manage to get the bottom bit on the door, but as you can see from that light there, there's quite a gap. What I want to do is put more wood in here just to allow me from this side to sort of close it in, and on the other side be able to attach it together into something solid. And I'm going to use that extra strength to be able to put the T-handles, which I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but I'll show you anyway. This is the standard T-handle, upside down of course. And it has to go in here, I reckon, somewhere. And I'm going to have to chop out quite a bit of wood to facilitate that. And then build up more wood around it as well as that for strength. And that will probably do it. So this is what I wasn't able to show you last time, but I took off all the plywood that was already on the sides and replaced it with some thicker stuff. And I put the sheet long ways instead of 3 different sheets, because all that dimension of that one was always on there. But then I had 2 sideways. So I've opted to put it on that way, so it's one big long sheet and it's straighter, easier to deal with. I saw on the plan and I just forgot to follow the plan. So yeah, so that was the last addition I put on. That was probably the last thing I did before I packed up last time. And I want to put similar to that, so that gap here all the way around this frame to this end. So I just need a little piece that just goes in here. And I'm going to make those for both sides now, and I'm going to put them on and then try and make another one of those for the other side. And door out of just thin ply, just as maybe a template or a test fit or whatever you want to call it, but also just to keep this thing sealed up. So yeah, if I can get that done on both sides, we're that much closer to cutting out the door holes and the window holes. And that means that much closer to covering it and painting it. Then I'm going to come back in with the vacuum cleaner and get rid of all this shit. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. I bought a new hitch. So I managed to get this one off, which was really easy because it was just bolted on. But the length of the bolts was way too long. I had to go get some more bolts because this one's not for momentum brakes, it's for electric brakes. And the screw bolts were just way too long. So I've got threaded screw bolts all the way through, which were really cheap. Though it's $5 for 4 of them. I couldn't believe how cheap it was. So what I did manage to do is get this bit on. I didn't show you me cutting it or screwing it on there, and I made another bit for there. So that's screwed on just loosely. Same on the other side. Now, just time to mock up some thin plywood doors just to go in there. So that's 1440 wide, 340 deep. And I'll get them mocked up, stuck on there. Not stuck, you know what I mean. I wonder if I should find some hinges. Let's see how it works. A bit of dust under there, mate. And that's what it ends up looking like. It's like one bit. You just got to imagine that bit down there is a door that folds all the way down 180 degrees, and there's storage space there. Black aluminium all the way up to about here, so just above the door, and the aluminium should hang down just a little bit below there, and the door will be slightly smaller just to create a drip rail across the top. Sides are going to be sort of weather sealed, I think, with something. And then yeah, you got to remember there's going to be a window there and a door there. But that's that door that's there now is only permanent, it's a placeholder, because the actual door is going to be made out of aluminium. So yeah, at least I don't have to drag all the tools inside now. Every time I want to go inside and have dinner or something, which is what I'm about to do now, then I might come out and put that tow hitch on. Yes! Well, there's nothing quite like Gemma's homemade pork stir fry. Highly recommended, but it is time for T-handles. So here's what I'm thinking. As it is, it's not bad if it was to go there, but obviously there's going to be nothing for it to connect to at the bottom. And if I bring it over here and pull it out a bit, you'll see there is the right amount of clearance. So I'm going to have to measure down how far I want it to go in and just like cut a pocket just out of the wood so that it can sink down a bit, and then I'm going to build more infrastructure in and around it. See how we go with that. I've sort of worked out it's about 30, 25, 30 from the edge. I'm going to probably make it 30, maybe 35, 40. It's so hard to judge it. I either have to make a catch for it. I can either just do it flush and make a catch on the inside for it, which means it's going to be in the way. I'm going to have to do it flush and put a catch on the inside, which means 50, 40, 35. I'll do one and see how it goes. Alright, so it looks like if I cut that out, 100 mil, and then that should sit on there. Actually, it's going to sit down further, and then I'll block it in with other wood, and more wood needs to go up here anyway. So I think we'll just start by cutting that out and seeing how close we are. This did fall in water earlier, so if it electrocutes me, you know why. I have changed to a metal bit because I was watching a YouTube the other day and the dude said don't worry about using wood bits on wood, use metal bits, cleaner cuts. And right now I tend to agree with him. Doesn't make it straighter though. I mean, it does fit in already. Good start. So you should be able to see the tab just underneath. That's what's going to lock it in. I don't think that's enough. If I spin it around this way, we get a better idea of what's going on. Yeah. I mean, it's not even either. I'm going to have to even it out. I'm going to have to take it a bit lower. I don't know why that never goes straight, but anyway. Yeah. How do you fit now? Same on this side, of course. The back side's pretty, yeah, that looks better. Actually looks a lot better. 40 is the way to go. Need to clean this up a bit. I think that's it. Beautiful. Might even be able to drop in a slot now for the handles once we get them on. Need to cut out some more wood right here. Stop talking, just do it. Yeah, we're soon running out of daylight because it all is also very overcast. What to do? Well, I'm going to lose light real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut out the back bits to tie the two bits of wood together at the back. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because I don't. Hang on. All right, so the bits of wood that go across here, I'm gonna cut those. I'm gonna measure those out. I'm gonna cut them, make sure they all fit. I'm gonna pocket hole them, and if I have time, I'm gonna put them on. Yeah, it looks lighter now because I put the camera in a different mode. Right, it's time to pack up. I've run out of daylight again. I might just put that back on. I have to cover this thing up. Get all my tools away, pack up the yard a bit. By then it's going to be well and truly dark. So I'm done for today, probably done for this video too. When we come back, we'll put locks in. We might do some, might do the handbrake and the tow hitch. Little bits and pieces. Cut the holes for the doors and the windows maybe. Try and fit those in, see how they go. Get all that done, and then we can start thinking about prepping for canvas covering. Poor man's fiberglass. About time too. And then a bit of paint. So we'll leave it there, and I'll see you next time.